Reminds me of a time that I was up in the mountains once, and I shall never forget them experiences. And here about 10 years ago, or hardly so long, I was helping Mr. Jeffries on the roundup. And when I was having salt on the horses, and I was taking them to certain licks where I could lay them out where the cattle would know to come, way back 70 miles almost from civilization. Or I mean about 30 miles, 35, maybe 40 miles to Kremlin, Colorado. To where you hit into a little city with a population of about 700 or 800 people. And I had my horse and I had the saddlebags I'd unloaded, and we look at hunt the cattle through the binoculars. And I hooked my horse to a limb, and the trailers was behind him, which is the horse, the bell horse is in front. And I went up on the hills, and it was so pretty. It was springtime, and I was looking across the valleys, watching the little ripples of water way in the distance. And as I watched, it was in the mid-afternoon, and I seen something that stirred me. I seen an old mother taking her babies from her nest, an old eagle bird. And she fluttered around over them till she got them on her wings, and they'd been out of the nest before. But she took them down into the valley. They'd never been down there before. They're just learning to fly. So she let them off, and they went along picking on the grass and tumbling over one another just as carefree as they could be. And while sitting there, I thought, now isn't that just like a group of real believing Christians? They're carefree. Why was they carefree? They didn't have to fear anything, because Mama had went right on back up and sat down on a rock to watch them. Oh, that just changes it so.